Hello Scalper School members, I just want to do this separate little quick video just to reinforce the importance of sticking to the open trading range. And I'm short up here. This is 50 minutes into the close for the Dow, so I've shorted this retest of the highs on the Euro US dollar. I'm going to hold this overnight into tomorrow's ECB decision. And this is just one example of several I'm just about to show you, just to reinforce the fact that if you mark up this open trading range and you get, maybe you get a stop out, but later in the day or later in the session, whatever, it resets up, it re-energizes itself around that open trading range. Then take it. But as long as you stick to the open trading range, you should be making consistent profits. Now it has been a bit rocky. On Thursday, we were looking at the DAX in the morning session, and it ripped up, and I hesitated, didn't get it. Yesterday was, Mondays are typically a bit choppy anyway, but I made a couple of decent calls today, and just wanted to emphasize why I made those calls and the importance of using this open trading range setup, and just the importance of actually sticking to it and just really focusing on it to make sure you can put these points away. Now, some people who have come into Scalper School are making good money. One or two are not. Some of the activity in the actual Euro session has not been great, I admit. Has not given us the scope for the bigger moves. So far this week, like I said, the US session has been much better. So here's the Euro US dollar. This is a prime example of how awkward the Euro session has been. This doesn't really set up until we come out of the Euro session. And it resets itself as we come into the US data. And now we're getting into the end of the US session. We've had the beige book data out, which I talked about. We are getting a sell signal. There's a tiny little gap here at 10 o'clock, and what we've done here is we just closed the gap, come back into the open trading range and sold. So I'm happy just to if I show you that trade now, so you can see here I'm £22 up, 5 pips up. You can see I had a stop out earlier on because I shorted up. The reason why I'm only just about break even is because I shorted on this move here. It didn't work, so I reset the trade once the gap was filled. You maybe I'd just make out there's a tiny little gap there, but the fact we went back into the open trading range and failed, or so far we failed, then I thought that was a good opportunity to get short. We'll look at the daily charts in a minute on another video. This was probably the best setup of the day, definitely in terms of Forex. This is the pound US dollar, and sadly I didn't look at this at the open today, which is a huge pain on the basis that this little bar here at 8:05 created this open trading range, and the very next bar, so at 8:10, we put a sell signal in on the pound US dollar, and we've been selling ever since. So that's my fault for not concentrating on this, because we talked about the potential for the strength in the dollar. This was a prime example. So it sort of faked it to the upside, and then we just started getting waves down. Every little pullback, it seems, just got sold into until you get the capitulation. And once this was the data, and so we drifted up late into the Euro session, and once we got the US data, if I take all that away and just range the main data bar, you can see that later in the day, just before the US data comes out, we retest the low of that data bar, look as if we're going to close above it, and immediately close down, and then the rest is history. So it was easy from the point of view that if you followed the open trading range you would have got that trade. A little bit tougher from the point of view if you're looking for an entry just around the point of the data, because it didn't really set up until after the data came out. I mean, here was 150.32. It's not that many points. I mean, the high after the data was not that strong, in fact. And all we've done is, if I put a line across the highs, you can see we just retested the main Euro session resistance at the highs. Okay, so I just wanted to reinforce the fact that this open trading range is a great way of trading, because it allows you to go into a small time frame and really get the trend of the day. So I just wanted to reinforce that and make sure that you are sticking to the rules and so on. Let's just look at the DAX, because there's a lot of, although I posted the Dow in the Skype room, we did talk about this in the trading room when I opened it at lunchtime. And if you look at here at 3:05, which is the typical US reversal time, we get a sell signal, and once we break 11,255, again we hardly look back. So that's the end of my little video. Just wanted you to let me just show you what I did on the Dow. So I shorted here, shorted around this area here, took it off. Excuse me. Excuse me. Took it off at, well, I ended up taking off support because we drifted off down here. I put my stop, ramped my stop above support, got a good sort of 40 plus points. Waited until we retested that 200. And then when the beige book data came out, we just sold and sold and sold. Got close to 17,700. So nice move. Alright, that's the end of my little video. Open trading range on this. Let me just put the open trading range on this as well. This is just on yesterday's highs. That's all that. That's 70,892 is just on yesterday's highs. You can see why I was so interested in the short up there. And the open trading range is here. So again, later in the day, with 2-3 hours to trade, we retested the ceiling of the open trading range, started to fail, came out of the trading range at 6:30, 6:35, and the rest is history. Alright, so my message to you is stick to the open trading range. Make it work for you. I hope that helps. See you in the room tomorrow. Hello traders, and this is Mike Hamilton with Trade the Easy Way, and just looking at a couple of charts here on the free video. This is the Euro US dollar on the daily chart, and I talked about this before, well I talked about this yesterday, about how the fact that it's just pushed up high here to me is not an issue. We see all the highs at the moment, or certainly all the highs in this time period, have just sold into, and I don't think this is any exception. So just look. I think the best thing to do is to wait until the news is out of the way, and then trade the Data 15 trade that we've talked about in the Scalper School and the trading room. If you are not familiar with that, then sign up for Scalper School, which is coming up soon. Otherwise, I would be very, very careful, because we're going to see a lot of volatility, so you want to protect your account. Okay, and let's just look at the Dow. Okay, in the room we shorted the DAX, but I also suggested that traders might want to look at what was going on in this Dow, because that was a major line in the sand up there, and I think any retest of something like 800 is to be shorted, unless of course we just close. We haven't quite closed yet, we've got 20 minutes till the close. but anytime we see 800 over the next sort of day or two is potentially an area to short, because that is, we are struggling here, and I think we are on the way down to at least 17,400 and possibly lower. Alright, that's it. If you want the premium video, then let me know. Drop me a line, particularly if you want to come and see what we do in the trading room. And I will see you when you are next at the next update. Alright, thanks.